Welcome back to Garage Kei. My name is David. On today's episode, I'm going to do what it takes to get this van running again. Get that out of there. Pull this off. I wish there was an easier way to do this, but there just isn't. Need screwdriver, need 10mm on a ratchet. Here's one I prepared earlier. Aren't you lucky? You get to see this twice. This time with audio. Dave, you must really love working on cars. Well, either that or I'm broke. Which one do you think it is? Which one is more likely? I tell you, if I was not broke, I wouldn't be under this car right now. My car would probably already be finished by a professional. And then I'd be asking him why it's and it looks like it's going to have to be modified straight out of the packet. So what's unusual about that? You'll get to see me reassemble, well actually take apart partially the engine and check these water pump bolts. As you can see, I've already got some of these bolts out. I'll do the rest. Try not to get covered in probably asbestos filled fiberglass matting shit they put on the wall. Disintegrating crap. Go up to the top, undo the others, then this will come off. We can have a look at the bolts. Wait, no, we've got to get rid of this too. That's off. Don't forget to put that back on again. Right, let's go up the top. That comes down. Now we can confirm. From this perspective, these two are nuts. That's a bolt, I can see that one is in. That's a bolt, I can see that one is in. We just need to look at this one here, which is hidden by, oh, it's probably hidden by the cam belt tensioner, maybe. Is that loose? Is that too loose? Should we put a bit more tension on it? Maybe we should. Can't see in there, so I'm gonna take a photo. And there it is, definitive proof that I'd done it correctly in the first place. Took a photo, definitive proof that I did actually put all of the correct bolts in. I am going to add a little bit more tension to the timing belt. I'm not happy with it anymore. Just a bit, even more peace of mind. That's 19 Newton-meters. I think that's pretty good. Let's double check it, triple check it, because I don't want to pull this apart again. 19 Newton-meters. Checking this. Definitely 19 Newton-meters. Definitely done up. This tension I'm happy with. Are we in the correct location? We've actually spun, but that's okay. It hasn't skipped a tooth, so we're okay. Let us double check that too before we put it back together, because why the f not? We're already in the process of being redundant. Why not continue that? Besides, you can hear me now. Timing mark is, I guess it's at the top. Yep, that's at the top. So that's in the correct spot. We'll go up the top and check that. This is redundant time wasting. I've checked this and double checked it. I don't know why I'm bothering with this, honestly, because I've already done this. Where are we? Where are we? Okay, that should be it there. Go up and check that one more time. How are we doing for tension? Tension looks nice. Yep. Yep. I am confident that's perfect. Right, now, processes again. So we'll leave that on until we're done, because it doesn't need to come off unless it just wants to come off, but it probably won't. There we go. It did want to come off. This can go back on again. Second time today. Now, I said last time there are actually two size bolts for this cover. The small ones go down the bottom, and there's three big ones that hold the bracket on. Okay, so don't put them in the wrong spot. Another small one here, and another small one up above here. So the mystery is, where did that bolt come from? Because it's not from anything in here. Right, we checked it and double checked it, and even still my OCD is going off. Like, was it a water pump bolt? Was it a An oil pump bolt. What bolt was it? Dude, we already looked. It's none of those. It's just something. Don't know where it came from. Probably an extra, if it doesn't show itself. One that I brought from the garage as an extra and then never used, and it just stayed on the ground. Maybe it's a bolt from the box that I just dropped. Who knows? But it doesn't belong here. Okay, I was supposed to put this on first, right? That's what we said we were going to do last time. There you go, you're on. Look at that, Ron. Got my torque wrench set to 11 Newton meters. Go around and tighten all these up. Put the crank pulley back on, and then start thinking about belts. Stop thinking about leftover bolts. I do want to know where it came from. Because there's no audio on that other footage, I don't think I'll ever know where it came from. I spent way too much time up there messing around with aluminium tape, trying to make it a little bit more pleasant under here to work on, because that fiberglass matting falling on your face is truly horrible. So I'm just going to do a bit more while I'm here. I've just got, this is fiber reinforced aluminium tape. I'm just going to tape this to the wall so that it helps stop any more of that shit falling out. Bit of parts cleaner on a rag. Horrible. You see all that shit falling out of there? Pretty bad. That's what I want to avoid. Alright, piece of this. Boom. Oh yeah, that's much better. Oh yeah, this is a good mod. Recommend it. I'll address more of that at a later date. Let's get back to the task at hand. All of those bolts are in. I need to put on the water pump pulley. Right, now as I was saying, these actually don't have a torque specification. But what we do know is that they actually have a Phillips head in them, which means that they don't require a lot of torque. And because of that, and the common 11 Newton meters all over the place, the water pump was 11 Newton meters, so I think these will be 11 Newton meters for these will be fine as well. They could be 19, but I don't want to overdo them, because if I do that and they strip, I will not be having a good life. That will end me. I will jump off a bridge somewhere. Okay, I need the screwdriver, check, and I need the torque wrench, which is up top. Here's the 10 here on the torque wrench, set to 11. I mean, this isn't as funny as the first time I said it, but you guys couldn't hear it. I wonder if when they made this, the Suzuki Tex, they decided on 11 Newton meters, because 11 is like you turn it up to 11. Like 10 Newton meters probably would have been enough, but they were like, let's turn it up to 11. That's not as funny for me the second time. Hopefully it's funny for you the first time. Just gonna go around a bunch of times because OCD and all. You see how I'm doing that? You see that? Stick the screwdriver in between the bolt and the what do you call it, the part that's sticking out from the water pump. That doesn't hurt anything because we're not even using a hell of a lot of torque. Crank pulley, and that just goes on. Okay, so I need to get right under here. I'm gonna clean the underside of this with my belly, and then clean the underside of the gearbox with my belly. Jam this screwdriver in so that it stops the flywheel, and then crank on that until it's 115 of the Newton meters. If the car falls, I'm f***ed. See that? If the car falls, I'm screwed, because that will just crush me. But we are on jack stands. If there's an earthquake, goodbye. See that? 115 Newton meters. Dunskies. Right, get that out of there. Let's put the starter motor back in. Now the problem with the starter motor is it actually has an earth attached to it, and that earth gets in the damn way while you're trying to put the starter motor back in. This went in really easy last time, and it just went in easy this time too. That feeling when you push the earth out of the way and then it just disappears. It says peace, I'm out. Now I've got to get the bolt through the earth loop and then into the starter motor, and I can't see anything. It's all blind. Seeing with your fingers. Sounds like a George Michael album name. The new album from George Michael. Seeing with your fingers. That's fucking creepy. Right, I need a 12 in a long, and it's out there, which means I have to get out of here and then come back in here again. A 12 long. That sounds like a George Michael album as well. 12 long from George Michael. Thermo cap bolts 23, breather, oil pump, crank pulley, tensioner, throttle body. No, we don't know what it is. Do we go find out? I think we do. Okay, I checked this, and the starter motor bolts need to be 23 Newton meters. So 24 would be way too many. 20 would be not enough. Right, that's the bottom one. Right. Double check the bottom one. Right, 23, 23. Now, interestingly, I actually looked up the torque settings for the aircon and the alternator. And they actually have a torque setting, which is weird because there's just no way you'd ever be able to get a torque wrench in there to even do it. Is it belt time? I think it might be. Belts first, then hoses. Yep, let's do that. Right, belts. Alternator belt goes on first. Okay, the top bolt for the alternator is 23 Newton meters. The bottom one is 50, believe it or not. Oh, see, that's the thing. They've made it so that the belt runs straight across where the bolt is. So how would you ever be able to ever do that up when how could you torque that? You need a torque spanner, and I don't think a torque spanner exists because you can't get in there with a torque wrench. So yes, they want 50 Newton meters, but they're going to get whatever I can give because they quite frankly f***ed up the design of this. Now, if you missed it in the last video, you get a treat because you get to hear the kerosene for sale. Kerosene for sale. Kerosene for sale. Get your kerosene here. I suspect that is probably tight enough. Aircon belt. You need aircon for the winter. Done. Now all of the bolts for the aircon are 23, but again you can't get a torque wrench in there to do it. We're just going to do it till it's tight. There is no way you are getting a torque wrench in here unless you got some kind of special tool that I don't know about, that I can't afford. I put it to you that that's 23 Newton meters exactly, and this one is also exactly 23 Newton meters. If you'd like to prove me wrong, bring over your torque wrench and let's go. So belts are back in, we're done there. It's up to hoses, mate. We're almost there. We're on the home stretch. Hoses. This is the first hose that I have close by. So what do we have? We've got this one. This one needs to go up there. This is actually an air line for the brake booster. There are only 4 hoses to go in. So hopefully that doesn't take us a couple of hours. Ugh. You on far enough? No, we're not. Just have to move this out of the way a little bit more. Scary. There we go. Looks to be in the correct location. Go this way. Yep, that hose clamp. There, done. Let's get this one on. Done. Right, that's on. Done and done. That one's going up there. One more here, and then we are done for hoses. Well, now that we've got audio, if you recall, this is the hose that started it all. This is the one that that didn't want to play nice, ripped itself to shreds instead of coming out, and sparked me on this whole mission of replacing every hose. So thank you very much to this bastard. Oh, if you're watching and you know the significance of the dot, let me know, because I thought the dot was engine side for a minute there, but this would suggest otherwise. Right, you go over there, pop, you go, yeah, over here, pop, right. Connect the hoses at the top, and we're done. Are we finished under the car? I think we are. This hose is actually leaking on the other end, but it's transmission fluid, and we're gonna let that go because it's an automatic. No, that's not true. I'll fix it eventually. It just doesn't need to be done today. Intercooler pipes are back on. I'm gonna spray this with a bunch of parts cleaner, and hopefully we can figure out where this oil's coming from. I think it's that O-ring in there. It's just an O-ring, so that could quite possibly be where that's coming from. I just want to make sure that it's not coming out from the oil pump. Not that I'm going to change the oil pump now that I've had this whole thing apart and put back together again. We're on 23. And that's 20 through at least, so that's no problem. Yeah, I hope it's that O-ring there. Anyway, we're done. I have to get out of here. Okay, what do we got in here? We need to put that one back on first, probably. Right, that one's on. This one goes on here. I don't know why they don't have a hose clamp on that. Very odd, but it is. There is no hose clamp for that one. I don't know what to tell you. Just, there isn't one. Thermo cap bolts, 23 Newton-meters. Double check it's at 23, yep. .23, that's done. Right, we should be able to fill this up now and not have too many leaks. Now I absolutely hate this. This is a bolt with, it's got slots in it. This is for letting air out of the system so you can bleed the system. I absolutely hate this because of its position. When you open it up, when coolant comes out, it drips down there, and now you don't know whether your water pump is leaking or it's just from this. It's a stupid system. If they wanted to do this, this should have been on a hose or something to over here. I don't know where I'm going to be able to get like a hose to be able to do that with. I thought about doing it myself, like buying the nipple and getting it done, but yeah, a bit difficult for me. I love these. These are so awesome because you can do that and then tip it up. Coolant from a bag. I don't know whether have you got coolant in a bag in your country, or is it just a Japan thing? Coolant in a bag. Why did you fill it up from here? To be honest, I don't really know. I just did. It's actually going through the thermostat now into the engine. Yeah, and that's what we want. This is not the highest point currently. The highest point's back over there. Now this this coolant says that it oh, this is Sonomamatsukaito coolant. Oh shit, okay. Cool. Alright, so this one doesn't require water. But the other coolant I have does require water. And at 2 liters, that's 4 liters at 50-50. And anything sort of 70% will be fine for me. Even 30% coolant would be perfectly fine. This is the stuff I have to mix with water. I'm going to put some of this in here. Okay, I'm going to do this. That's now sealed. We're going to fill up from the radiator. I'll put, I don't know how much water, how much coolant this engine actually takes with all this whole system. All right, we need to put this back over here real quick because we're about to start her up. So I need a small tenner for there. We can put the battery back on now too. Get that one off there real quick. Remember to do your positive first. Are you sure? I'm positive. Avoid the zap. Right, now we go on. Right, that is tight. We've got that. That's the handbrake. We can't do anything about that. I'm not putting any of this back on until after I have bled the system. This it was in park. Let's hope it's still in park, otherwise we're going to have a exciting YouTube video. That hopefully doesn't matter. Let's get the seat belt lines not touching each other real quick. Not that that should matter. Right, let's start it up and watch it explode. Oh, this one needs to be 4.5 Newton meters, so absolutely bugger all. So I'm just going to nip that with a screwdriver, like that. That should be 4.5 Newton meters. Who's nervous? Only me? Okay. All right, I've got my my water sitting on top here, feeding in there. That is not the best seal, but it's the best I can do. Let's start the car. Now we just have to get it hot. And that's it. She runs. As promised. That is the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you'd like to see what happens next, press subscribe. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do that in various ways that are outlined in the description, so check that out. Check out the Instagrams, the Facebooks, all of that stuff. I will see you in the next episode. Later.